Everybody, it's Tanya, the Crystal Caretaker and Light Code Activator, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about the Pleiadian Starberry Quartz Crystal and a little bit about the Pleiadian kind of starseed. So this is a crystal that you have seen before, and it has got a variety of different glyphs and markings on it. It's actually what's called a cathedral quartz because it kind of resembles a cathedral and starts to build up and look like a bunch of different, if you could call it, buildings or spires on top of each other. And it's got a lot of different starseed and galactic markings on it, and that's why I wanted to share it with you today. So a little bit about the Pleiadians. So the Pleiadians are one of these star seeds that have been the most recognizable, that get the most attention. Many people write about it, and I think that's because there's very many Pleiadian star seeds on the planet at this time. And one of the things that makes them quite well known is that they tend to be the empaths and the very sensitive souls, the healers and the keepers of light energy, the kind of people that want to help everybody. They're nurturers. This is people like nurses and healers and sensitive souls and those who are really aware of their surroundings and the energy of the different people and places and things. So not necessarily all empaths, but a lot of empaths that identify as starseeds tend to be Pleiadian. And what you will see in the Starberry crystals that is quite familiar is that you will see a lot of geometric type patterns and a lot of etchings and often big keyholes. Keyholes are the places where crystals have been in contact with others in a cluster, or sometimes where they have grown their own indentations naturally, which you will see with things like Lemurian seed crystals, which grow independently in sand, and some of the crystals from Arkansas, which are actually growing in the earth on their own. And so you'll see a variety of different markings, and often you'll have the sort of swooping lines and different types of etchings and glyphs that almost look like a map. And it's a beautiful thing to see combined together. And so in this one you can see, hopefully you can see, trying to catch the light before the sun goes down, you can see a lot of the etching that's happening here, and there's a great big keyhole. And many people say that you can put your hand in the keyhole, your finger in the keyhole, and then touch the top of the crystal at the same time. I'm going to zoom out and see if we can't get a better picture of what that looks like. So kind of, holding it like that and connecting with the energy that way. But you know what? I really believe there is no right or wrong way to do it. It really is just what works with you. What I do really suggest is when you're working with a Starberry quartz and you want to sit down and really communicate with it, is to make sure that you're in a really open space. And so if you are able to do any meditation, if you're able to do some yoga or just relax time beforehand, and also to have an intention, to have a communication with your crystal and open a dialogue. That really does help and make a difference. And, also don't be too tired. And I'm guilty of that myself. I'll be very tired and I'll be like, I'm just going to chat with my crystals. But sometimes it's harder to hear. The other tip I really want to share with you is don't judge what you're hearing in your own head too harshly. If you're getting a feeling or sensation, grab a notebook, write it down. That might be how you communicate with your crystal. Other people will actually get images, hear frequencies, like the infamous angel code buzzing that a lot of people talk about. Some people will get that with crystals. Some people will see energy coming from them. Everyone's different. So don't judge yourself too harshly if you're not able to do what other people do. You're just doing you. And that's pretty unique and special. So that's a really good sort of intro in how to start to work with them. And then what I like to do is I actually like to grab a magnifying glass or a photographer's loupe, and then you can really see some of the different intricate glyphs and markings. So you see here, they look almost like, I'm going to see if I can point to this without my finger getting too much in the way. Right here, you see how it looks almost like record keepers, so triangular shapes. So that's sort of something that you'll see with the Pleiadian Starseed crystals, like a geometric type of shape. and often you'll see it next to what can look like a topographical map, like this one. Or you can see what look like long, wavy lines. You know, they're very interpretive, really. I often think you can see a lot of the same markings in different star family crystals, but this particular one has a lot going on. Anyways, if you are a Pleiadian starseed and you identify as that, why would you want to use these crystals? If you didn't know, quartz crystals have been used in our communities for thousands of years in different ways. They aren't just beautiful crystals to look at and hold or for jewelry or adornment. They actually have energy and the power to hold information. Did you know that digital watches used to use quartz crystal chips in order to keep the time? Because they have such a stable pulse of energy, that's what actually created that sort of the seconds that they could actually time it. This is me trying to interpret pulsing. And that's why they use the crystal, because it's got that beautiful energy. And that's called the piezoelectric effect. So when you have quartz under pressure, it creates this pulse of energy that's actually stable and can be used to hold information. And so it's the same thing with the crystals that are encoded with light. You know, they were encoded with light thousands and thousands, if not millions of years ago, and sort of hanging out and waiting for those who are attuned to that energy to be able to read them. So you can sit with them quietly, or you can play like I am, whatever your energy is feeling that day, and just allow yourself to kind of get lost in the light and the reflection and the different types of markings, and see if you see anything. If you're a visual person, allow yourself to let your imagination run away with you a little bit. What do you see going on? What's happening there? And let that information come forward. And again, with the Pleiadian ones in particular, long swooping lines, almost like a map, some vertical, some horizontal, and then usually you will see a little bit of the geometric shapes that are connected to them. So, Pleiadian Starseeds, I hope you enjoyed that little quick video, just giving you an intro to hanging out with the Starberry Starseed crystals. As usual, if you have any questions or comments, please do leave them below. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you've got any suggestions for videos coming up, I would love to hear it. And I hope you found this useful. And if you did, please love it, like it, share it. Let other people know. The more of us who have information, the more we can make changes on this planet. And more importantly, the more we can begin to connect with each other, which is so vital these days. Thank you for being here. All right, darling friends, I'll catch you in the next video. This is Tanya, the Crystal Caretaker and the Light Code Activator, and we'll see you next time.